What up, what up, what up? Welcome to another episode of Livestream Legends, where you and I are sharing the journey together to become Livestream Legends. And we have a special edition today. We've got a brilliant guest in the house. I've been following this dude from afar for a while, and he is anchoring all of his streams around being a DJ, but he has done a brilliant, absolutely brilliant job at the higher level stuff as far as world building, setting up brilliant collaborations, as well as the Twitch raid train. We're going to be talking about how to utilize that as a streamer and all kinds of creative ways to increase your viewership. We are well aware how difficult it is to become a streamer, especially in the early stages. So we're going to sneak into some high-level strategies about increasing viewership through collaboration and building a world that people want to be a part of. So drop a quick little hello if you're joining us. We are live on LinkedIn, YouTube, Facebook, Twitch, all of the platforms, thanks to Restream. So if you are curious at any point throughout the show about starting your streaming journey, please hop into the link into the description to get started. But without further ado, I would love to bring on our star of the evening, DJ D.Money!
I love it.
What's good, brother? Long overdue. How are you?
I'm good, man.
Love
You got
it.
that echo thing again.
Yo, that should be resolved at this moment, and the broadcast mix is muted. Well, ladies and gentlemen, welcome, welcome, Scott. Welcome inside the lab. I see we got some people jumping in on the Restream channel. Appreciate you. Please do hop in and say hello. Let us know where you are tuning in from. Junaid is rocking and rolling with us over on Twitch. Let's pull up this chat here. Let's see who we got in the mix. Ooh. Brilliant guests hopping in here already. So what we'd love to hear, Usama, appreciate you, sir, is your level of experience. Before we get started, let us know if you're new to streaming, if you're kind of in like the mid-level or pro. Drop new, mid, or pro for your streaming experience, and we'll kind of cater the conversation today to fit the language here. But we can go super nerdy. But as far as I'm aware, I only started this journey about a year ago, and you're pretty new to this streaming adventure as well, huh, D.Money?
Yeah. I only started in May last year, so I didn't even think that I would be streaming. When the pandemic hit, that was in March, at least in my area, it was March.
Yeah. Yep.
And I'm like, just not super depressed, but not extremely happy about how life had turned out at that exact moment. I'm like, man, I lost everything in terms of my DJ business, right?
Yeah.
I'm just like, this can't be happening. You know, in my mind, I'm thinking I'm going to ramp this up, 21, 22, and maybe I leave the day job and all this sort of crazy, hopes and dreams. And then that just went right. So,
yes, dude.
So, after getting over that for a couple weeks, I have some really good friends that really encourage me. And I mean, I think that's the most important part of your little network is having good friends. And my one guy, Jay, he's always like, bro, like, are you going to start streaming? I'm like, streaming on what? He's like, well, everyone's doing the Instagram thing. So we started doing the Instagram thing. And I don't know if people know, but you can't play copyrighted music. You can't rebroadcast it. You just can't do it. DMCA rules and all that. So Instagram just started cutting your stream midway. You'll be doing your thing and all of a sudden it's just, see ya. And so then you have to like stop and start again. Start and stop again. I bought some equipment too. I just came to my mind now. It's the thing that plugs into the phone. Can't even think of it right now. I know exactly where it is. One sec.
Yes, here we go, folks. We're getting the nitty gritty. We'll be seeing a behind the scenes version of his setup, where he
The
started.
iRig.
iRig,
Yeah, so we
gotcha.
bought this iRig, which was like a hot commodity at the time. Yes, can't say the name. Super Junaid.
Yes, Junaid.
Yes,
Yeah, he
Junaid.
is a super streamer getting started as well.
Yeah, so I got this iRig, and it was a hot commodity at the time because everybody wanted to do this at the time, and then everything shut down, so it was whatever was in stock everywhere. So I got the iRig, everything was good, and then it started doing this shutting down on Instagram. We're like, this is ridiculous.
Ugh.
And then we started hearing about Twitch. I'm like, Twitch is cool. What's going on over here? Now, you know it. When you first hop onto these platforms, it is like, what's going on over here?
Yes.
It's crazy.
Yes.
Like things are flying on the screen. There's people chatting.
We've had
seats.
The perfect descriptor of because a lot of our audience is LinkedIn refugees that jump over to Twitch.
Right.
And there's one vivid memory I remember of bringing somebody over to Twitch. And the first thing they said was, I feel like I got dropped into a Japanese game show, but I'm loving it.
Big facts on that. Honestly, It's crazy. I'm still shocked at it sometimes, and it's hard to, we'll touch on this in a little bit, but it's hard to always go back to that first time and think about your stream or think about what you didn't know. And now it's so natural, right? People talk about hype trains and bits and this and that. And you're like, oh, it's all easy now. But for someone that's walking in the door, that is really like, it's overwhelming. That's the best word.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, the limitless depth of complexity here is something that I think turns a lot of people away from streaming. But really at surface level, it can be a lot more simplified. So let's zero in on the origin of this for everybody joining us. Amazing to see you all here. Ronan, Adi, Yusama in the house. Jackie Curley, always rocking and rolling. Feel free to drop questions throughout the show. We'll try to get to all of those in either a relevant or we'll just batch them all at the end, whatever time seems to work best. But we're talking about increasing viewership through collaboration, starting from nothing. That journey from nothing to something can be very soul crushing sometimes. So let's zero in on that journey. At some point, you started this streaming adventure with zero. You had
Correct.
A little bit of maybe local audience there in Toronto that were like, yeah, sure, I'll watch your stream. But in general, starting from zero, what was your first couple weeks, your first experiences jumping into this streaming? What psychological hurdles did you have? What technical hurdles did you have? Let's zero in on the beginning of this adventure.
I finding a webcam at the time, again, pandemic just hit. Couldn't even find a webcam.
Oh, yeah.
Right? These were basic things. So I had an old Logitech, probably 480 webcam. I had one of those, and I did end up getting one webcam from Amazon. So that's how I started. I started with that, and I didn't know what an OBS was. No idea. Didn't know anything about scenes. I knew a little bit about Photoshop, so I understood layering. So that was a good learn that I knew. But that's exactly how I started. I started with a $30 webcam and a webcam that I've had for 10 plus years. And I taped them like they're taped. I can bring up a picture at one point, but they're taped to the ceiling. That's my overhead cam, and one's taped to a tripod. That's it. It's still that way to this day. It's not fancy. And that's how I got off starting. That was my start. I already had an audio interface, had a Roland audio interface at the time. And that's because I already had a studio sort of in place. So kind of lucky for that.
Sure.
And that's how I started. I started going streaming to Twitch with that and doing the Instagram thing at the same time. And then slowly every time somebody saw show up on Instagram, it was like, hey, come join me on Twitch, right?
Yeah.
So I always did that. Hey, come join me on this. Hey, come join me on this. Until I finally stopped after about a month, not even going live on Instagram and just strictly on the platform I wanted to Zoom. Like,
wow.
yeah, for me personally, I just wanted to get people to one platform. Now, because mine is audio, it's very different because those other platforms are not favorable to playing the copyrighted music, right? Like, so I had to go with a platform like Twitch that will mute it after the replay. So that's why I am so deep into the Twitch world, because they're accepting of that for now.
For now.
And the same
yeah.
thing with the LinkedIn. And we're going to get to the LinkedIn story real quick here.
Yes.
So after doing that real soon, for a little bit, it gave me an opportunity to do something for my wife's work, doing the live stream thing. And they said, hey, I see you doing this thing on Twitch. Can you come on to one of our Zoom meetings in the morning? So every morning at 9 a.m. at this particular company, they have a all employee huddle. And so it's 200-300 people. And they're like, come on, just, from 10 to 9 to 20 after or so, just play some music. I said, okay, sure, no problem. Reggie Waterman, hopefully he's in the chat. I don't know where he is.
He's in and out.
He's in and out.
Looks like a lot of the Twitch gang is here, but he is not converted yet. I'm still trying to recruit him. I may need your support.
He just got on. He's DYOS crew. So if you find that DYOS crew, but yeah, so he works at the same company as my wife, and so we're on this Zoom call in the morning. I'm doing my thing. And because you're on Zoom, you can see other people's cameras. And I see Reggie there. And I've never met him before in my life. I see him not looking at the camera, doing something on his phone. I got the mic. Okay. I got the mic. So I look at the name, it says the name in the corner. I said, hey, Reggie, you feeling it today? He kind of gives me this
the call out.
Hey, bro, what's wrong with you, bro? So whatever. It was fine. That was like a Wednesday. The Sunday, he randomly messaged me, got my information from my wife and messaged me. And he's like, bro, I was just going for a run. And something said just to reach out to you and just tell you my vision. I was like, okay, tell me your vision. He's like, I do this show. We've already completed season 1, but I got season 2 coming up. It's called Discover Your Other Self. Do you think you could do the DJ thing beforehand? I was like, sure, I don't know how it's going to work, but let's figure it out. So that's exactly how that came about, and we started that, I think, in September, October. So I had to figure out a bunch of how can I put OBS over there? That's when I learned about a virtual cam. That's how we're doing this right now, right? And I'm doing the virtual cam thing, and now we're going live on LinkedIn, and I'm doing this DJ intro for his show. Yes. And I'm like, this is the coolest thing ever. I didn't think I'd be on LinkedIn for one. And I'm DJing on LinkedIn. It's supposed to be the business platform, right? For business people. And here I'm just playing jams and people are enjoying it. So we're in season 3 of that already, because that first season was October to about December. And then we started back up about 3-4 weeks ago again. Mm-hmm. So that's been off and running well. And that was another way that I started collabing with new people. That's how I got to know you. That's how I got to know Ronan, Nick.
Yes.
Who else is in there? Everyone.
Amazing.
Yeah. So that's one way.
A huge piece. I think, that piece that you just mentioned of thinking DJing on LinkedIn, it sounds truly absurd,
yes.
but it's what other people aren't doing. I think of this a lot in the kind of the relative competition space. In business and marketing, it's much easier to compete in areas where you stand out rather than going literally where everybody's at, doing the same thing and trying to be the best. Your chances of jumping in there and surviving are going to be very low as far as market and business approach. So when people are building their streams, on building that stream style, as I like to call it, don't be afraid to break out of all of those barriers. Everything I've done that people consider a positive attribute was absolutely stuff you probably shouldn't be doing on LinkedIn. And same with D.Money. That I'm literally reaching out to him and got pulled into his world because it was so peculiar and so interesting. To see a DJ intro on a LinkedIn Live, and I've just been sold ever since. So yeah, keep all opportunities on the table, all genres, all platforms. Just be mindful of where you can plug your stream or your style or your, even if it's just being a guest or being an interview. Like we're not having D.Money do his DJ setup right now.
Yeah, exactly.
There's so many ways you can collaborate and share each other's journey and each other's audience. A lot of these viewers are the same people across this adventure. So before we tap into this modern version of collaboration, because you've even leveled up beyond that, I want to talk about your DJ collaborations here on Twitch in a little bit. But you did mention while we're at the beginning or early stages of your journey, you had some pictures and some images to share from this setup. We all start from zero, myself included. At one point, this was an empty room with bright ass lighting coming at my face. So it was one of those things that we slowly iterate and develop over time. So we've got a screen share here set up for D.Money to share a little bit of his starting setups here.
Well, this is not even the starting. This is current, but I can tell you what.
So this is what you want to be at
right now.
Yeah, this is the current setup.
Yeah. So what wasn't there before was that arm that's holding the monitor and laptop. The tablet wasn't there, so it was literally just my laptop and my console. So everything kind of sort of got added as we moved along. So I'll just explain what we're looking at here. These are the two turntables and the mixer. That's all DJ related. The laptop that's there, that is my DJ laptop. It's strictly to play music and videos. Its interfaces directly into that mixer. And then the other laptop in the middle is what I watch my Twitch chat on and all my alerts, and everything comes in on there. The other monitor on the right is the fourth monitor from the computer that we're at right now. So if you see behind me, it goes along this wall. Everything goes along that wall to the DJ booth, which is, you're looking way back there. If I had known better, I would have brought the computer or did a different configuration to bring everything closer, because I've had to buy like at least 5-6 different USB extensions to get everything from where my computer is over to here. So which is
there it is, folks. That's that iteration we were just talking about. I have a few things in this room set up that I'm pretty committed to until I have a completely new room. Some holes in the ceiling. Yeah. So I mean, I think so many people over stress. And again, people, this is the final version of what it looks like now. This isn't what you just go buy once on Amazon and set up. It's a slow iteration over time.
Do you see the tape here? Like, that's tape.
Baby.
Tape. Okay? It's still like that today. Okay, it's blue painter's tape stuck to this. This is not fancy stuff here. Okay, so the tablet, Android tablet, is being used because I use Streamlabs OBS. Now, some people are going to be like, man, you got to use Studio. I say use whatever you want to use and that it works. I got a legend's legend, DJ D.Smooth. He is amazing. He nerds out on this stuff really hard, and he always bugs me and says, why are you still on Streamlabs? But it works for me.
I've got one too. His name's Ronan.
So I get it. For me, I like the Stream Deck app that they give you for free, and I like the fact that I can use virtual OBS cam. It's all built in. Those two things are the reason why I'm able to do what I'm doing, even to right now. So I don't want to discredit it. It's a great option for someone that's starting and doesn't want to do all the heavy lifting of figuring that out. If you're, I don't like to use the word nerdy, but if you're nerdy and you're techie and that's the kind of thing you're into, well then definitely go through OBS Studio. That's just my opinions. Everyone's got one. Trust me.
Oh yeah, no. There's I've seen it basically split into two lanes of. If you want the path of least resistance and you just literally want to connect and stream for stuff like interviews, normal, anything, you don't need all the fancy anything. Restream Studio or any of those similar browser studios make your life so much easier. So if you want the no headache or less headache route, heavily advise going that Restream Studio route.
Yes.
But if you want to crack open the complex, virtually limitless, like advanced stuff you can do, all of the OBS platforms, they imitate one another. There's the free open source OBS, the Streamlabs OBS, all of them imitate and do the same thing. Yes. But the beauty is you can also plug those into Restream as well. So even if you are on one of those at more advanced setups, you can have the benefits of the multi-chat, the multi-streaming still. So there's always lanes carved out for whatever level of complexity you want to go to.
Yeah.
But this setup is looking fresh. Well done on the updates thus far. Let's take a peek at, what it either used to look like, or this is the zoomed out version.
So this is now where I'm sitting. So this is what you guys can't see. This is what I'm sitting and looking at this. So the computer is down there on my left, down over here. That's where the streaming computer is. And then this is just another, well, let's zoom in on this, I think. So this
nice.
mixer here is what is coming from my DJ mixer, and I'll bring this mic is plugged into this as well. It's plugged into number 1. The DJ mixer is on number 3, and sometimes I'll use a bed track or instrumentals on another channel. But out of here is going into my Focusrite. So I got a 2i2 Gen 2 for the nerds. It's amazing. I love this one over my roll, and it's like such a warm sound. It's just this is the sound card to get. I don't know if anybody else disagrees. Let me know in the chat. But this is the sound card. This is beautiful.
Love it. No,
it's about Gen 3, bro. It's about Gen 3. Okay, well, you get what you get. Okay.
There's always, oh man, this is brilliant. Yeah. So half the people are nerding out with us. Half the people are going, what the hell are these guys talking about?
No, I know. I shouldn't nerd out that much. See, this is what happens when you buy a $30 mic stand from Amazon. It falls out.
Oh, this is it.
But you know what,
gentlemen?
I'm not special. Like for me, I just need things that work, and until they break, then we go to the next level. Or if I want to level up, then I start looking at it. But I don't want to say you go with the cheapest solution, but if you've got something that's going to get you to where you want to be in the first, let's say, half a year. Really, like I want to qualify. Like if you have a goal and this gets you halfway to your goal without you having to make any major changes, or you can get to your goal with what you have, which most of the time you can, because I watched a streamer. I'll say his name, Chila Soul, another DJ. He killed me on all stats, all over the board, still to this day, and he was using just his phone with the Twitch app. Like he got a name called the 10% crew because his phone would go down to 10% and the stream would just die because the iRig didn't have a spot. The way he had his stuff set up, it just didn't work that he could charge at the same time. So he would stream until his battery died. That was how it worked for him. So, and he did very, very well. So there's no reason for you not to use the tools that you have. If you're ready to do it, you can do it.
No excuse. The 10% crew. crew.
10% crew.
Gotta
Chill
love it.
Soul.
Oh, gotta love it. No, I'm familiar with him. I've seen him in your rotation over that we're gonna mention here in a little bit. The back-to-back lineups you guys got going are dope collaboration strategy that I'm starting to tap into. But let's go ahead and check in on the last of this setup and any other stuff you want to show.
That's pretty
we'll
much
keep it rolling.
that's pretty much here. Like that's it. I got
Dope.
a mixer at my desk because I'll sometimes want to send sound to the two speakers that are here, these two Yamaha monitors that are here, as well as the booth. So they're all routed back to each other, all in the walls. So it's really nerded out early parts of making my studio. So I can route things in and around. So that's about the rest of it there. I mean, there's a lot of other technical things, but they're not really stream related. So that's it in a nutshell. Really
Love
easy.
it. Nice. I can dig it. So I think so many people just really overthink how simple this how simple this really can be. Like a phone, yes. Literally a phone, and you're good to go. So I know I've mentioned for getting set up on the Restream studio here is literally 5 clicks in a simple way to connect your accounts, go live, have all of that good to go. It's just become so simple compared to a decade ago when the only option was Ustream and the early versions of OBS. So this is a much better setup, and we're zeroing in on this strategy from starting from scratch and building that viewership. And you tapped into a few collaboration opportunities that were just presented. So I think the first lesson here is stay open-minded about where you fit. D.Money could have easily said we can't do DJs on LinkedIn. And we never would have connected. I never would have seen him. We never would have had this crossover, but now I'm in his world for sure because of that one single moment. So in the early stages, be open to those concepts, regardless of how bizarre they may seem. In most cases, it's better than nothing. And now what's really interesting is your much more intentional collaboration strategy. I've seen you expand beyond the streamer role and into a high-level producer, collaborator type of vibe with this DJ community. And for the people that aren't aware, I've stumbled into this event, or I don't even know what to call it, but it's back-to-back streams where when one streamer is ending, you automatically get handed off to the next streamer, and they've got 8 or 10 of these brilliant streamers and DJs, all of different styles and genres, in a really truly amazing way. And I'd love to hear how that came to life. What is the strategy here? Who are the people you have involved in this?
Okay.
Raid train. I don't even know what it's called. I've been calling it the Twitch back-to-back streams or raid trains.
They've got a bunch of names. I mean, let's stick to raid train for now because it's called a raid because it's exactly as you described it. You have everybody on your channel or a channel, and at the end of it, we can send a command in the chat that now I like saying the word mount everybody up, put them all in a little box, and then shoot them over to another channel, and that's the raid. And one of my best friends, DJ J, he has this graphic when you show up that it's him DJing, and there's a couple on the couch they're just watching TV, and then this door busts open, and it's all these people coming in. It's like an actual raid, right? Yeah. So think of it like that. So you're just doing your thing on your channel, and then all of a sudden, it could be 200, could be 20, could be 5 people show up, and that's awesome. It's a good way to bring new eyes to your channel. It's a great way to have people stick around longer and not get that. Maybe some people do get a little fatigued, but if you stick around for an hour, okay, then I'm going to get a different vibe in another hour. So you just keep moving. Right. And then the
Yeah.
biggest strategy behind that, so how ours came about was, hey, we want to do this thing because we recognize that it works this way. We've seen other forms of it in its early stages, but everyone wants to have their own take on it. So the steady one that I've been doing is called Monday Night Live. It's a play on like the Monday Night Raw.
Yeah.
I don't even watch wrestling, to be honest with you, but some of them
it.
did, so they knew it. So our first iteration of it was like a very Monday Night Raw feel, like the chains and the barbed wire and type stuff, right? And so we just put that together with, there's DJs from Ottawa and there's DJs from Toronto. And I don't know how, again, it's just talking on Twitch. That's what it is. We get on Twitch. CN Taylor in the chat. Shout out to CN Taylor. She's my day one. She shows up to everything I do. It's awesome.
Love it. Love it. Love it.
And she can attest to it. Like, it was such a natural progression for all of us. It was, you're streaming, I'm streaming. Let's do something together. That's all it came down to. You get on a call, you get in a WhatsApp group chat, and you say, okay, who wants to go at what time and do what? And everyone sort of figured that out, put together some flyers, right? Put together some artwork, and you promo. Can I say this? Promo is the most important part, and I still suck at promo. I'm not even close to being to the level that it needs to be.
100% with you. I'm actually, we are just coming out of a stream where I was trying to emphasize the value of promotion last week. So that's been an amazing piece that I've discovered. I learned early on that this was something that a lot of musicians and artists struggled with, because you assume and you think it's all about the creation and the creators, the creation process and everything. But a large portion, I just remember like some of the managers and promoters like in the city back when I was pursuing music like as a career, and they're like, bro, it literally has to be like a 90-10, like 90% promotion, like 10% production and stuff. Yeah. And it's as hard as that was, like it hit me in the soul, and it's stuck with me. And I think streaming and a lot of this other stuff is a very similar dilemma of, you want it to be all about the stream and setting up the overlays and the graphics and this and that. But honestly, a big piece of it is getting people even to want to show up, to actually show up, and then to stay there while they're there is a whole nother animal.
That is hard. No, and you're absolutely right, because again, you could spend all this time making the sickest overlay and doing all this stuff that you're like, people are going to love this. And then ain't nobody there. Right. So you just gotta put that promo in. And that's why the raid helps, because you're one name on a flyer of 6 to whatever many people you want to put on it. And remember, they're promoting it on theirs. So you're getting their whole network, your whole network, and it's that crossover. Hence how we ended up here, right? So I'm very happy with that. And also, one thing I want to state too is you don't have to do the graphics yourself. Like, you may not have the money, but you can scringe up some money.
Yeah. This is me every Wednesday and Thursday night. Oh, God, here we go.
No, I have 3 graphic designers I bounce between, and now I'm dedicating one show to one graphic designer and letting that almost be a portfolio and showcase for them, and making that deal with them and saying, hey, I don't know if a Reginald in the chat is here. Shout out to Reg and Live Digital. Those are my 2 graphic designers. I got a third one on deck. We're yet to be announced. But those guys, the guy and girl, they're amazing. You know, I literally tell them, this is what I want to do. And they go, okay, yep, we'll figure it out. And then it just shows up in my inbox. Do you like it? Yeah, I love it. Because I'm easy. I want you to be creative. Just like if someone says to me, I want to hire you to be a DJ. Okay, cool. What do you want me to play? Well, I want you to kind of be this vibe. Okay. I don't want them telling me exactly what song to play, when to play, because then what's the point of you hiring me?
Sure.
So it's the same thing I always apply to everybody else in their craft. It's like, you're the boss, you're the creative. I just need you to do what you do best. So please go ahead and do that. So please don't be afraid not to ask for help, right? Companies don't run with the CEO doing every job. So you need to ask for help.
That's a big, oh man, no, that's a brilliant one. That like, I mean, just re-emphasizes this journey for everybody that's here, been with us, whether you've been with us since the first episode of this or you're just tuning in. This streaming adventure is a never-ending journey. There's no perfect finish line. There's no end state. And these pieces that he's mentioning are stuff that you can iterate and optimize one at a time. So myself included, need to be open to the graphic support, the community support. I've actually been communicating here with Jackie Curley, who's with us, and Teresa, another ride or die supporters that have literally offered their support and their help. And we're trying to figure out a good role, whether it's official, unofficial. There's people that want to help you and support your journey. So don't be afraid to ask or to receive that support. That's something I know I'm literally struggling and figuring out right now, like all of those promotional tasks and design. That's what I'm really wanting to invest in this next quarter is systemizing that, so it's not as what the hell are we doing this week?
But shout out to Fiverr,
how
right?
It goes.
Fiverr is another spot that you'd be surprised. You can get a lot of high quality everything for a very, 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 very low price. So the bar of entry is very low, and you can get in there and start really turning everything up that you have. Meaning, like, you can start leveling up all your graphics, your audio, everything, just with doing a little research and connecting with people. And like I said, Fiverr is a great option. It just came to my mind, so try it out.
No, there's so many brilliant options ahead of you. So if those are the hurdles that are preventing you from streaming, you do have so many options. The technical stuff can be all resolved using something super simple, Restream Studio. All of the promotion stuff, graphic stuff can be resolved using resources you have, internal teams, external teams, Fiverr type of resources. There's all kinds of options, so don't let it be a hindrance. We're here to knock over every excuse you're trying to make, and show you that this streaming thing isn't just for like celebrity gamers or whatever it was like previously reserved for. There's a stream style and an audience that you can find that you will fit for sure.
Exactly.
And a big piece of that is building your world. I often think about streaming. Maybe I've just spent way too many years in the music world or going to music festivals, but I often think of like building out your stream very similar to building out an album or building out a music festival. You want to create a world or an experience that people can't get anywhere else. And this is something that you've done a really brilliant job of, D.Money, is the setting these vibes and creating these worlds. One of which that sticks out is Waves. Your show, your stream, your night.
Show.
Waves. So if
it's my favorite, right now, that's why it's working. Right?
Yeah. CN will drop some Waves vibes for us here in the chat. I knew it.
There we go.
Yes. Yes. I did say that right. Oh, that was perfect.
Yeah. So Waves is one of my. I've taken probably 26 weeks. It's taken me 26 weeks to come up with the tagline that perfectly describes the show, and that's wavy R&B, trap, and dancehall fusion. It may not be anyone's cup of tea, but if you know what all those are, it's exactly what that is. And I said it 100 different ways, and that's what it means when I'm saying to everyone here. It's like I'm still figuring it out every day. It's taken me 26 weeks to come up with four words, 4 or 5 words. Yeah, one sentence. Right. So it's a progress. And the reason why I love the show so much is because I've always loved that vibe of music. and I've never could find it anywhere. And now that I'm in it, I see it everywhere. It's just like, you buy a new Mazda and you see that Mazda everywhere. You didn't see it before, and now everybody has it. Same thing. But I create a vibe that I liked, and that I hope that others would like. And yeah, we have a good following, got a good community. And I have to talk about community. Like, community is the key to this, and you're a living testament to it. Ronan, Jeanette, Usama, all you guys are like, you guys support each other. You're there. You're pulling up for these type of things. This is so important, and that's what makes the community. You have conversations outside of streaming. It's important. I talk with Nick Ronan. Like, we've had a couple calls already. He's come in and gave me great ideas. And that's the community. I know that if I'm in a weird audio jam or something and I got to figure it out, he's the guy I'm going to call right away. And he's willing to help right away, which is amazing, right? Everyone's busy, and that's what it comes down to, right? I don't know how many people I've helped get onto Twitch and get equipment set up. And if anyone's trying to do that, I mean, you're already here, so you've already figured out most of it. But if you do, man, you can always reach out to us, and everyone's ready to help you out. That's what community's all about. Wouldn't even work without the community aspect of it.
Amen. No, I see we have the same chief technology officer.
Yes.
Nick has been an absolute brilliant support, man, with my streams including the internet routing. I've had the dilemma of, at one point, I was dealing with 5 megabytes upload is the max stream I could do. And I've barely boosted it since then. So I've been able, big shout out to Nick and that community building aspect here. A big portion of this, sure, you can set up the platform for community and cultivate. That's a lot of this high level strategy stuff, the collaboration strategies we've been mentioning. But a big piece of it was one of the phrases you used in your emotes. You just got to pull up. Like, you have to show up for others and relentlessly support them in a way that is genuine. You don't need the reciprocation and you're counting the numbers of, yo, I showed up to your stream 3 times. Yeah. It's got to be a genuine, authentic support that you are just out there giving. And that's been a huge piece, I know, on LinkedIn, and I need to get better at doing it on Twitch. Right now I've been working really one-way street on Twitch, but LinkedIn, I've done the opposite, just relentlessly giving at any opportunity. And that's what causes the most success. Tiff in the house. Good to see you, Tiffany.
What up, Tiff?
I am realizing in real time our LinkedIn live stream is down, unfortunately. So we did lose a few peeps over there, but I did link up the Twitch, so hopefully a few people, that's maybe where Tiff hopped over. But good to see you. We are slowly wrapping up the end of this show, but we're essentially going through the streamer journey. We're all at different stages of it. Others are years ahead. Others are just downloading some of this software and gear for the first time. So for everybody that's joining us, we're exploring all of the ways to creatively collaborate, to build out your stream in an inviting, community-based fashion that makes people want to continue to come to your world and hang out in your world. So we got D.Money in the building, an absolute master, both on the streamer and producer side of exactly what we're talking about. So drop any specific questions you have, either for your situation, or if you dropped a question earlier, feel free to ask it again. I'm trying to scroll through all the comments, but there's a lot of action. So feel free to re-ask anything. We'll jump into some questions. But for now, I'd love to hear from you, D.Money, maybe more of just an open-ended advice type of question. Throughout your journey into streaming, from the starting experience into where we're at now, what is the best advice that you can offer to somebody in that journey? It can be psychological, like technical, and anywhere, any direction you want to go, just open ended. What's the best advice you'd like to carry on and forward here today?
I mean, all the cliche things. Keep moving, keep doing it. I'll say, and Cian Taylor can support me on this, like I just keep showing up every single week. I have not missed a single Wednesday. Oh, that's a lie. There was one time in the summer. There was one time in the summer I was on
You
vacation.
get one Wednesday
I was on
a year,
vacation.
folks.
I was on vacation. But that was it. Honestly, since May last year till now, I've not missed a single Wednesday. And since I started the Wave Show 26 weeks ago, there was holidays on some of the Mondays, and we still showed up every single week. So I think that's the most important part, because as I tell my daughter, she's 9, I tell her, you got to practice. Every time you practice, you get better. So keep practicing. And showing up every week and doing it every week is the reason why you're that's the practice, right? It gets you over all the hurdles. I'll say this, and this is like the most important part. I should have said this a long time ago. I did not want to be on camera. I still feel uncomfortable being on camera. I hate seeing myself on camera. All those things that people say, they're like, oh, I hate hearing my voice back. All that, like, terrible. But I'm over it. Like, honestly, I'm just over it. Like, this is me. Here I am. Hope you like it. And that's how it's going, right? And I mess up my words all the time. I get tongue-tied. I get nervous. Like, I remember the Instagram, what I was telling you, back in probably April. I think my heart was about to fly out my chest. Like, I thought I was going live for like 9,000 people. It was like 4 people. And I'm all stressed out. 4 people.
And
so
but there's no difference between 4 and 4,000 or 9,000.
Exactly.
Is the craziest piece that I'm discovering. I still have the same, like, I intentionally wear black shirts because I sweat right through them. And I don't think that's going to change when it was at 4 viewers or when we've been hitting 40 recently or when we hit 400 next year. Like, that's the beauty of this is it's just a continuous journey. So much of it is psychological. It's like 100 times worse in your head. I feel like I say and like a gazillion times an hour, and I'm like, oh, what an idiot compared to like some of these like streamer, like they almost sound like news anchors, like perfect delivery. I'm like, it's just irrational. Break down all of those psychological hurdles. I guarantee you it's worse in your head. Promise you.
No, 100%. And I'll look back at it now. I look back at it and laugh, and whoever takes that journey will agree that you will look back at it and laugh. And if you're not looking back at it and laugh, you haven't grown. I'll tell you that. So a lot of growth for myself personally through this journey. Learned a lot of lessons about people, myself, my family, what's important. Just constant lessons there. There is constant lessons to be learned through this streaming journey. And it's probably through any journey. Like if you wanted to pick up any new hobby and you started doing it, it's all about, I don't know nothing about it. Let's get into it. And again, you're doing it every week. So you're practicing. You become part of the community. You understand the slight nuances about the whole thing. And as a result, you come out better, right? The opportunities that I'm seeing unfold for myself now are as a direct result of perseverance and sticking to it and following all the golden rules, right? Make sure you promo, make sure you tell everybody about it, make sure that you show up, make sure that you're trying to follow the details. I forget things. Like Monday was a disaster. Like I was running late, like forgot to change things in my OBS. But you know what? I'm human. I'm not perfect. And after 26 weeks, I still make mistakes. And did it change the show? I still had a lot of great feedback. Everyone's like, oh man, it was the best show. I'm like, but I did this. But they don't notice. No one even notices. Only you notice. And if the people that do notice and want to say something about it, get them out of your stratosphere right away. You don't need that negativity. You need people that are ready to support you.
Amen.
And get right behind you on this. It's so important. I don't want to sound preachy, but because I'm not like, I'm a spiritual person at best. It's just the truth, honestly. It's literally just the truth. That's how it has to be. If not, I would have been stuck. I wouldn't have been moving forward at all if I let all that get in my head. And the more I move forward, the more I see progress. And that's what's amazing about it.
That's truth. So many truth bombs right there. It's iterative, continuous progress at all levels. Even the highest level of streamers, of people that have been doing this for years, still deal with waves up and down as far as their journey. No pun intended.
See what you did there. I see what you did there.
I knew it as soon as it came out. But I gotta love it. Quick shout outs. I don't have any of the alerts set up for these shows so that we can absorb the wisdom, but Teresa dropping some biddies. I see you over on Twitch. Thank you. And for hooking up that gifted sub for Tiffany. Welcome to the party, Tiff. Glad to have you here. So we're wrapping up here. Got a few more minutes. And we've gone through D.Money's setup, a bit of his origin story. Sounds oddly familiar to that epic March of 2020. Was the starting point for a lot of people's new chapter or new season. So we've pooled into this world building that you've been doing for your streams, for your shows. So thinking about the streamer or producer side of things, how do you build out this vibe? Because you really have become a master of this vibe building. I call it world building. And I think this is really going to be the unique selling point of most streamers from here on out is, what is your world, your vibe? Because if you're just doing normal interviews or you're just playing this game, you're going to get lost in the saturation. So it's about building an authentic stream world that people can be a part of. What type of strategies or advice or tips do you have for people to, discover that world and then to build it for others to bring into that world?
My strategies, I don't know how methodical they were from the beginning. Now they're getting a little bit more methodical. And that's been probably an issue I've had personally for a while, which is trying to be a little bit more methodical, think out a little bit further. And I have a lot of streamers around me that are amazing examples of that. And it shows in their numbers. So by far, I have such a long way to go with what I want to do. And I'm putting the things in place, again, things like promo, right? Like I got some cool promo coming out for my Sunday show, which is a nice and easy show. That's what it's called, nice and easy.
Yes.
It's like vibes from the 70s, 80s, and 90s that are like soul, R&B, funk, and disco. There's other people doing that, but I have my spin on it. I have my community that loves that as well. And it's just something that you build. You don't know all the details, but you just keep building it. And that's the same thing with Waves. Like Waves started off with a name of a mixtape that I did like 2 years ago that had the same vibe. I'm like, I like that vibe. I'm going to make a show on this. Let's go. And it took me a while, me as the actual DJ and the person creating the platform, to figure it out. So if you have that small idea, I think go ahead and do it. And as you're doing it, and that's again going back to the community gives you feedback, right? You know this, Travis. Like they'll say you should do this. You're like, but then go do it. Write that down. Go do it. Because there's a thing we have on my show. It's called Robe Energy. It's a channel point. So you redeem the channel point. I go and put a robe on. That's it. It's silly.
Yeah. That was happening the first day. This is a perfect example of the world building, because this is something that you only see. It was like, I was in on the inside joke because I showed up and everybody in the chat was like, "Get the robe." I was like, "Yo, what is he doing? what?
Yeah.
Wait, what are
Why
we
am I
doing
wearing
here?
a
What kind
robe?
of Twitch is this? What?
Yeah.
And then he comes out in this like baller, like fighter style, like silk robe, and I was like, oh yeah, baby,
Yup,
okay.
that's
And
it.
since then, I'm like, now I'm on the other end, like, bring out the
Robe.
robe the next time.
Exactly.
It's one of
silly.
those moments. I guess now that I realize it, yeah, our robe moment is hiding in the corner over there. It's the little stormtrooper helmet here, and for exclusively reserved moments, we pull that bad boy out. But
Have you spotted the
brilliant.
storm? Have you spotted the stormtrooper on my stream?
I
have not.
I'm going to be
allow you-
hunting now.
You hunt for it next
future
time I'm live.
streams.
It's right in front of you, but you don't see it. It's
Okay.
hiding. Yeah.
So some Easter eggs. There you go. You can add Easter eggs to your stream, y'all. Increase engagement. So we are about to hit the top of the hour. I am slightly disappointed. The LinkedIn died, but our Twitch is still rocking and rolling with us. YouTube, everybody that's been supporting us on the Restream YouTube channel, we love you. Feel free to sneak in any final quick questions. But D.Money, let's go ahead and hook up your usernames, your channels. I see you were already in the Twitch channel. So everybody on Twitch, follow Sir I am DJ D.Money, who recently dropped 100 bits. He snuck in here. He's double dipping. He's supporting the stream while being on the stream. That's how you pull up, folks. Damn.
But I couldn't do that before, honestly. I couldn't manage all that, but practice. I'm going to keep saying the same thing over. It's my own mantra.
There it is. I'll give you full screen for it.
No, for sure. I appreciate everybody for pulling up. Thank you. This has been a great little experience for me. I don't do interviews. I've never really done one before, so this is new to me as well. Thank you. I hope to see you on my stream. I stream on Sundays, 1 to 3. That's that nice and easy vibe, something to do while you're making lunch or folding laundry or cleaning the house or whatever you're doing. So it's really easy. So that's that 70s, 80s, and 90s soul, R&B, and funk. A little bit of disco. Mondays, 8 to 9 Eastern. It's waves. That's that wavy R&B, trap, and dancehall fusion with video. So I pretty much have video for all those. So you have the music videos. So it's something really nice to like share to your screen or whatever.
Yes.
Yeah, that's the way. Because again, I had that intention. I have that intention that I want people to sit on the couch and watch this as your Netflix show for an hour. I want to be your Netflix. Put that in the chat. I want to be your Netflix.
Do it. No, hook up the waves. That's my highly recommended one. For all of them have been brilliant that I've stumbled into. I've been lurking, but for some reason that waves vibe resonates with me. And triggered. The visual element. We didn't even get into the technical side of visual elements and overlays, but hop into his streams and you'll see a whole nother level of multi-cam setups, hand cams, overheads for the DJs, different angles around the room.
Yeah.
And
my wife cam
synced video. His wife, Mrs. D.Money is always supporting in the chat, always supporting the stream. And the piece I'm most impressed with, just from the producer side and the technical side, is B-roll video, like music videos, synced to the music. And that sounds super, super simple for people on the outside, but knowing the audio engineering and routing and sync issues and everything that can go wrong with a stream, having B-roll visuals of music videos and tropical vibes or whatever is like those scene setting visuals synced to the music is just next level production. I've got to give you props for that. I think when you guys check out his next stream, you'll see what I'm talking about. But had to sneak that in there. I'll
Appreciate you, man.
figure out what your secret sauce is for that.
It's so easy. When I tell you, you're gonna be like, really?
Dope
That's
addition.
it.
Oh,
when I tell you, you're gonna be like, that's it. So
we've got your Twitch in the channel. That seems to be the primary channel. Hook that up. Any other platforms or handles you would like to drop here while we wrap this one up?
I am DJ D.Money everywhere else. It's only Twitch that had to add the TV too. So it's I am DJ D.Money TV on Twitch, but everything else is without the TV.
Boom.
That's a whole nother story in itself. But
all good. Simple enough, man. Well, this was brilliant. I think you absolutely rocked it for a first interview. I actually had no idea. I wouldn't have even known if you didn't blow your cover. But,
oh yeah, no, it's my first.
Deeply appreciate your presence, your support. I've seen you supporting, so many others on LinkedIn and in the Twitch world. So, very grateful to be a part of this family and a part of this journey now. So, just one more sincere thank you. We appreciate you so much, D.Money.
Thank you.
Thank you so much, man.
Okay, we'll talk again. Thanks, chat. We'll talk again soon.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, there it is, another episode of Livestream Legends. What a lad. I have been waiting to catch up with him. Brilliant show. Let me know what you guys think of this interview style, behind the stream sort of setup. Would love to start doing more of these if it's compatible with your guys' journey. So, yeah. That is the end of the line. If you are interested in sharing or starting your streaming journey, please do hop in the link in this description and make an account with Restream. You can get going so easy, and I would love to support your streaming journey, as well as all the brilliant people here in this community. So that is the end of the line. Thank you for joining another episode of Livestream Legends. Take care, folks.